Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Kristen. Today is May 31st and it is the day after AEW's Double or Nothing. Oh my gosh, it was so great. So this is going to be a new video here on my channel. This is going to be Matches and Makeup Monday. I'm so excited. So yes, hi, if you're new here, my name is Kristen. I am a lover of colorful makeup and wrestling. Today I'm going to be doing my makeup with my Potion Project Pan makeup and telling you my thoughts, and I guess it's going to be a review on AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which happened again yesterday, May 31st, 2021. So if you are interested in wrestling and makeup, you are in one of the best places to be. There are less than a handful of channels here on YouTube which deal in both, so it's pretty exciting. So I have notes, so I will be probably looking down. I assume once I get better at this, hey, I won't have to take notes. But I have already prepped my skin. Super excited about the pay-per-view. It was really good. And actually, one of my friends, Christine, she went down there. Her channel is called Shining Polaris. I will also link her up here, because I'm sure once she gets home, she will be doing a review of her own on her channel. So, Double or Nothing. So, me and my husband actually attended the very first Double or Nothing. We went to Las Vegas, and we actually had super VIP tickets. So, we got to see the stage with only like 40 other people or something. Not that we're special. That was literally the only way to get tickets, and we had to get it through, it was like a package deal through MGM Grand. We had, oh my god, I don't know who our room was next to, but they had security guards. They almost didn't let us go into our room because they didn't believe that our room was right next to theirs. Anyways, hilarious. We were in the third row. Tony Khan's dad was like a few seats away from us. I didn't even know. My husband pointed it out, and I'm like, oh my god, like, amazing. But yeah, we were in the third row. Oh my god. So yeah, I might try and include a few photos here. But it was super fun, super exciting. When John Moxley popped up, you know, oh my god, the crowd just went nuts. So yes, that was an excellent weekend, and then that was 2019. So they did have Double or Nothing last year as well, but I don't think they even had any fans at that particular show. Yeah, there weren't any fans at that show, so that's, yeah, crazy. At this particular Double or Nothing, they had about 5,000 people. They had a full theater. No, they had a full crowd. I think this was the first full capacity stadium, and the crowd was the star of the show. Like, it was so amazing. It was so amazing. There were so many excellent times where you could just tell the wrestlers were just like in awe to be in front of an actual cheering full crowd again. So yes, I was very happy to see that. I didn't see a whole lot of people in masks, but I'm hoping that means almost all those people were vaccinated, so that's all I can say. Okay, so the pre-show. The pre-show was fine. The pre-show was a whole lot of like the YouTube videos that they always put on, and maybe I'll link some there, I don't know. But yeah, all the little montages, the vignettes of who's going to be fighting who. But they did have a Riho versus Serena Deeb match for the NWA title, and I'm not going to say, of course, Serena Deeb retained, but I just didn't think that they would let Riho get it. But it was a really good match. It was a really good match. Can't complain about that. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Project Pan makeup, so I'm not really going to be like saying names or anything. So if you want to see what I'm using, you're going to go over here, because I'm going to be talking about the wrestling. Oh man, so exciting. Okay, so for the first actual match of Double or Nothing, we had Brian Cage versus Hangman Adam Page. So Brian Cage is on Team Taz. Taz is, you know, the head of his little stable there. Taz gave Brian Cage the FTR belt, his FTR belt, but it's kind of like a meaningless belt. It's not. It's not anything that's, you know, been fought for. Not really. In AEW. Yeah, so it's a pretty meaningless title. Of course, Adam Page got super huge pop when he entered the arena. The match was really good. It was a very excellent opener. I don't know if they've ever fought before on the indies, but yeah, they did great, even though Brian Cage is a fucking huge-ass man. yeah, so even though the belt wasn't on the line, Adam Page actually won. So, it was a great opening match. The crowd loved it. What do I got here? Oh yeah, because it was the first opening match and there was a super huge crowd. You know, I don't know. Maybe they overreacted. I don't know. Maybe they overreacted because it was just, you know, it was the first, not the first match, but I mean, I'm sure, you know, they might have had dark matches that they recorded for later. Who knows? But like I said, they also had Riho versus Serena Deeb. But like for the first actual match of Double or Nothing. Oh, so yeah, I think he get him by pinfall. Yeah, I think he got him by pinfall. I don't know. It seemed like it was pretty not easy, but it seemed like it did seem like maybe I don't know. Brian Cage is such a huge fan. It seemed like he should have like been hit a few more times before he was actually put away. But I guess that's just me. So whatever. But after the match, it was actually a clean finish too. Some of the other stable guys, like Ricky Starks, came out. I think he tried to give Brian Cage the FTR belt to use to cheat while the ref was had his back turned. But he didn't use that, and so after the match was over, he was arguing with Ricky Starks, and Ricky Starks pointed to his neck like, "No, I'm injured, don't hurt me." But I think of course, and my husband's correct, I'm sure, because my husband's a good storyteller, that Brian Cage will be turning face and leaving Team Taz. I assume, like my husband said, I assume he's correct. They're going to want Brian Cage to be a singles competitor now that they can have full crowd capacity. The next match was Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus the Young Bucks. And I actually really like the Wild Thing theme song for Jon Moxley. I think it's just perfect. I think my husband said he used that in a different promotion. But anyways, it just works. So, oh yeah, so of course they had streamers go off when the Young Bucks came out, and actually that's when everything started, before the bell even happened. And at one point I remember seeing, I think it was Jon Moxley stuffing streamers down one of the Young Bucks' throats. I don't even know which one it was, but it was hilarious. They both have facial hair now, so now they look almost the same. Anyways, okay, so I have my foundation on. Let me grab my powder. Yeah, so I don't remember how long that match went, but it was really good as well. Of course, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston are fantastic. I think they work really well as a tag team. Of course, the Young Bucks do as well. I kind of think that there should have been a title change. Of course, the Young Bucks retained against Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. Yeah, I do think that they should have won the titles. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like it was time for a change. We didn't have too many titles actually exchange in the show. Yeah, Jon Moxley sure took a freaking beating in this match. I don't know what it is about finishers, but apparently finishers don't matter anymore. Not that I'm complaining, I guess. But, I'm just saying. Jon Moxley, yes, sure took a freaking beating. And he lost. Him and Eddie lost against the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks kept their titles. Whether you agree with that or not. Oh yeah, another thing about AEW, I know it's part of the story or whatever, but like, referees do not enforce the rules. They sure don't. They don't enforce the rules, and that's all I can say about that. They're really bad about that. Paul White is now in AEW, if you didn't know, but he came out to be a guest commentator for the Casino Battle Royale. That's right. Sorry, I'm gonna get used to this. Anyways. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my bronzer and my blush. Alright, so next we had the Casino Battle Royale, which is a 21-man, what would you equate this as? I don't know, it's one of those, if you get thrown out of the ring, over the top rope, and your feet hit the floor, you're disqualified. Okay, so the first wrestlers in the match were Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, and Max Caster. Can't speak. It's early in the morning. And what they do is they draw random cards from a deck of cards. I can't speak. Oh my gosh, it's so early in the morning. Anyways, yes, that's what happens. And that's how they determine. I know that some people had previously said they drew certain cards and then they ended up coming out at different times, or they were replaced, so I don't know what happened there. But Max Caster's so stupid. Oh my god. And I know, like my husband said, he's so bad on purpose. You want to hate him. He made a stupid ass rap, and it was really funny because he made a dig against Edge against Christian. So that was really funny. I laughed. Not gonna lie, I laughed, but it was still so stupid. I think it might have been clubs. Anyways, the next suit they drew was diamonds, and that was Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, 10 from the Dark Order, Nick Comoroto, and Serpentico. And Serpentico was really funny because, like, I feel so bad for him. I know it's wrestling. I know it's fake, but he was let out by the ear. Oh my god, that poor guy. Yeah, Luther was pulling him out by the ear of his luchador face mask and threw him into the ring. So poor guy. But yeah, that was pretty great. 10 was eliminated really fast, and I think that might have not been meant to happen. I think he probably should have been in longer, but it looked like a gaffe, and of course you can't really come back from that. And I know Christian Cage left the ring for a while. I don't know if that's because he's old man. Was he hurt? I don't know. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing my makeup like Hikaru Shida does. Not my eye makeup. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dustin came out with his cowbell. His big cowbell rope, so that was fun. Okay, so the Hearts suit was Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, we had Colt Cabana of the Dark Order, and who else? Oh, Penta El Zero Miedo, and who else? God, 1, 2, 3, 4, there should have been 5. I didn't write it down, whatever. Not gonna say it doesn't matter, but anyways. And then the Spades group was Jungle Boy Mark Quinn, Aaron Solo, Evil Uno of the Dark Order, I love the Dark Order, and Lee Johnson. Yes, there we go. Yeah, after people were eliminated, at that point we had Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Cassidy and Quinn of Private Party. Okay, so the 21st man, my husband was like, okay, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? And like, I know that like people were alluding to it could be what's his real name? Is it Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson? Anyways, I'm like, you know what? I know he's a free agent, and it would be freaking hilarious, but I don't think it's him. And it was not. But it was Leo Rush, and I'm like, oh, okay. I actually thought he was really cute. He was annoying, but he was cute in WWE, and I don't think WWE used him right. But yeah, so he came in as the 21st man. Unfortunately, he got eliminated pretty fast, but so I don't know if that means they signed him or not. But that'll be interesting because he is a little man. I'm not gonna say it's a good or a bad thing. He is a little man. But you know, though, it's always nice to see AEW does pit, you know, the smaller dudes versus the big dudes, or the smaller women versus the bigger women. And you know, I'm here for that because WWE doesn't seem to do that. And you know, I hate to say it, but I haven't even been watching WWE since my girl Becky Lynch, since she left to have a baby. I might watch when she comes back, but even then I wasn't even really watching because it's just the product was not the best. The women's wrestling was always better in WWE, so that would be the reason why I would come back to watching it. Unfortunately, AEW, I don't think they do really well by their women, so I hope they start doing well, because right now they seem like they're getting better, but need to do better, AEW. There we go. Okay, so it was down to Christian Cage and Jungle Boy, and I gotta say, I was gonna be really upset, I think, if it was gonna be Christian Cage that won, but it wasn't. They let Jungle Boy win, and that means he gets a shot at the champion belt, which is great. Although, Jungle Boy's gotten shots in the past, so I don't know, whatever. But I will say also that I think that Jungle Boy Jack Perry, anyways, I'm glad to see him standing on his own and not living in his dad's shadow, because his dad was Luke Perry. Yes, Luke Perry. If you didn't know, if you are a subscriber to my channel and you don't really watch wrestling, but hey, you might be interested now. Yeah, Luke Perry's son is a wrestler, and he looks just like his daddy, in my opinion. Maybe not as tall. I don't know. He actually is tall. It's just he doesn't look tall compared to his tag team partner, Luchasaurus. But yeah, so that was great. Christian Cage lost. He was eliminated by Jungle Boy. So, and that's a good use of the older talent. You know, I think that's another failing, you know, letting these older guys just totally win and not putting over newer talent. Like, hello, the newer talent's going to be there for much longer than this older talent. You know, the older talent is great. It's great to bring them back, let them wrestle, but, you know, put over the new people. You know, don't just let them win. I don't know, that's my opinion at least. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I was curious actually why Luchasaurus wasn't in it. I think QT Marshall was supposed to be in it too, they said, but he was substituted by someone else. After the match, Luchasaurus, Marco Stunt came in. Christian Cage actually shook Jungle Boy's hand and hugged him. Of course, the crowd really cheered for that. So that was great. There was a brief segment to honor the military because it's Memorial Day weekend in the United States. They had a little video after that. Let's see. Oh, and next was Anthony Ogogo versus Cody Rhodes as the American Dream, not the American Nightmare. So let's see. Ogogo won the bronze medal in boxing in the 2012 Olympics. I don't know much about Ogogo. My husband, I think he knows more about him than I do. So it was really cute before the match. You know, Cody Rhodes usually wears this leather belt, and sometime during his matches he takes it off and throws it in the crowd. But this time he actually just took it off and handed it to a younger kid in the audience. So that was nice. That was very nice. Yeah, Cody Rhodes did a little promo prior about wrestling as the name of his father, the American Dream. So if you want to watch that, that's on the AEW's YouTube channel. I apparently hadn't watched that particular show. I don't know why. So, whatever. But I did watch the promo. But yeah, so I think personally that particular match was probably, I'm not going to say the worst, because it wasn't bad. I just don't think the crowd reacted enough to it. I'm not going to say it was silent, but definitely did not get the cheers that like every other match did. And it was basically like American versus English. It's kind of a little cheesy. And of course Cody Rhodes won. I don't know what to say about that. It seems like he always wins, so... And it's not like it was for belt or anything, it was just probably like everyone else. I didn't expect him to lose with using the American Dream as his name for the one night. So after that he went to the crowd. Supposedly he was right next to my friend Christine. I almost said Christina. Look at me, I'm an asshole. Okay, and after that, I'm going to do highlighter. After that we had the Miro versus Lance Archer fight, and I will say I wasn't too interested in that one either. Like, I like Miro, I like Lance Archer, I like them a lot, but it seems like with Lance Archer, during the regular shows he wins all the time, but when it comes to like these big fights and they put him in the pay-per-views or whatever, you know, just the bigger shows, he always loses. And I don't know how to feel about that. Because of course Miro retained his TNT championship. That one. That one. Except that they do it in black now. But yeah, he retained his TNT championship belt against Lance Archer, and I just wasn't surprised. Husband wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. I was like, girl. Of note, I mean, it was a great match, don't get me wrong. Oh, Archer did not tap out though. He wasn't pinned. He passed out. So the referee called the bell. So it was winner by submission. Yeah, and it was less than 10 minutes, so yeah, so Archer is a huge dude, like, I just can't even explain, you know. Poor guy to be used like that. I don't understand it. Well, I am going to be looking like a sparkly bitch, but that is fine with me. Okay, cool. So after that, we had the AEW women's match. So that was Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She's an actual dentist. Hilarious. I wish I had that drive, man. I don't understand. Like, she like graduated wrestling school and like dental school at the same time. I'm like, I don't even want to wash dishes. Oh man, can you imagine having that drive? That's amazing. Alright, well, I am sparkly as fuck. Hikaru Shida coming in to the huge crowd was very emotional. You could tell it was emotional for her too. Like, she started tearing up. Oh my god, that poor girl. I think we all knew coming into the show that she was gonna lose. I mean, it was just alluded to. The way they did stuff for her, like they created a new belt. It looks like the AEW women's belt. It's just bigger. I know that they got a lot of shit for the design of the original belt. And I'm like, okay, yeah, they changed the title. They're totally retiring that belt, giving it to her, because she did carry the AEW women's division, such as it was during the entire pandemic. Like, I think she held the title for over a year. Not that that's saying much, because I think, you know, this only started in 2019, but for only being like a year old and then the pandemic hit, AEW has done so well, and I'm so happy for them because they're getting a new show on Friday night. I think it's called Rampage. I'm gonna have to check. But yeah, they talked about that. Britt tried going for her classic submission really early on, so she had like, oh my gosh, and her gear was awesome. It was so cute. It was like her classic, what she normally wears, but it looked like literally blood drops. Oh my god, even her glove was sequiny and had glittery blood drops on it, so that was hilarious. Poor Shida. I noted early on that her gear, she was wearing all white gear, her gear looked a little different. Her one strap broke. Yeah, her one strap on her gear broke, and I'm like, oh my god. So like you could see her bra. She was wearing a bra, thankfully, but oh my god, I'm like, her top is gonna come off. Like, and then at one point, my husband didn't see it. I saw it. Britt Baker. She wears very little booty shorts. I'm pretty sure one of her little, you know what I'm talking about, one of her little holds came out down there. And I was like, oh, but it was a split second, camera panned away, so they probably saw it too. And then you could see Britt adjusting her shorts. So I'm like, okay, at least she noticed. That is not the first time I've seen that happen in wrestling, okay? I'm just saying, no hate. Shida got a lot of running knee strikes on Britt, and yeah, there were actually a lot of times where I actually thought she was going to retain. But nope. Shida tapped out to Dr. Britt Baker, and that lasted about 20 minutes, so it was a decently long match. AEW has a real big problem with if they have a women's match, it's such a short match. The last time I saw, I've been missing wrestling, watching it regularly, AEW at least. Last time I saw Britt Baker, she wrestled someone newer to the promotion, the cheerleader. That's what the Varsity Blonde's now. I do forget her name. But I mean, it was basically like a squash match. She beat that wrestler in just a few minutes. Like, it was nothing. And that was it. That was it for the show for women. So do better with women's. But the women's match was really good. I was really happy with it. There were a few times where I thought it dragged, but there was a point where Reba, or Rebel, I don't know, whatever they're calling her, she accidentally smashed Dr. Britt with her crutch. She has a crutch, and it was a light-up crutch. Hilarious. I guess her crutch is clutch. I don't know. But she accidentally hit, she was meaning to hit Shida with it, but she accidentally hit Dr. Britt Baker. Anyways, that was the end of that. And, and she hugged Tony Schiavone. Rude. Okay, I'm back. There was a dog barking outside, and I just want to make sure, like, it had someone, and it did. It was on a leash. I don't know what they're barking at. Anyways. Okay, so I'm going to do Hikaru Shida's makeup, and now I'm a little upset at myself for doing my brows, because I'm like, fuck. She does colors in her brows, so we're going to try. And, just to let you know, I will be using the, what I'm going to do for Project 10 Pan, but I haven't done that video yet, but this is the Beauty Bay, this is the Book of Magic I'm probably going to pull in another palette just for a pink though. I'm going to pull in this Space Babe by Profusion for that pink right there. Maybe some glitter. I don't know. I think that's the only title that changed hands was the women's championship. So after that we had, before I start getting into my makeup, we had Darby Allin and Sting versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Again, this was another match I was just kind of about. I do like all the wrestlers, but there was no title. It was just you know, like a grudge match or whatever. Of course, Sting's older school, you know, came out with a great standing ovation. Sting, you know, definitely looked like he was still a good wrestler. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was Sting won the match. I don't know why they did that, especially when we just had Christian lose and put over Jungle Boy, but now I don't know why they had Sting win over Darby Allin. Darby Allin should have been the one to pin. That's all I'm saying. AEW just must have felt like they wanted to have Sting look like he still got it, even though you could just tell by him wrestling that he did. Then they had, you know, video package for the AEW world title match. So that was Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy, and I do like all of them, but Orange, I love Orange. So we were actually at, it was a Black Label Pro TurboGraps 16 in 2019. We were at the show where he lost his, what's it called? Independent Wrestling TV belt. We knew once that happened, we're like, oh, he's going to AEW. And we were right, because we went to All Out, that was the weekend of All Out, and he popped up with Best Friends, so very exciting, very exciting. We were at All Out as well, so we are going to try to go to All Out, because it's going to be in Chicago again. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, alright, so now I'm going to start on the Shida makeup. So it's kind of like, it's like light blue on the inside, and it's pink on the outside, and it's sparkly. So I don't know if I got a photo right here on my computer. I don't know if we're going to do this justice, but we're going to try. I'm going to try to do the blue. She does blue and then pink in the eyebrows. So we're going to try it. I have a mirror down here, so I'm going to look down here. In this match, there were no disqualifications, no countouts. Anyway, so I'm going to try and do, I think I'm going to use this elixir color. Ooh. I'm going to try and use that color right there for the inside. So I apparently wasn't recording. So anyway, I'm taking, I don't know where I stopped. I'm taking this elixir color and I'm doing it on the inside of my eyebrows because she has blue and pink eyebrows as well. Anyways, I don't know where I left off. So anyways, I'm talking about the Kenny versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy match for the title. I don't know why we have a three-way, but of course it was a good match. It was 60-minute, no disqualifications, no count out. You had to be, I think, it was by pinfall or submission, but I think it had to count in the ring. Of course, yeah, Kenny Omega retained again, and he won by, I think, count out or submission from Orange Cassidy. I forget which. I'll have to read my notes. I don't know why they do this to Orange. Orange is like actually a really great wrestler. It's just his shtick, his gimmick is just so unique. No one else really has it. He acts like he don't care. He do care, but he just acts like a slacker who's just like, I'm here. It's hard to explain. You have to watch. Okay, so I'm going to take, because this palette doesn't have a pink, I'm going to take this pink out of this other palette, this Profusion palette, and I'm going to do it on the outer corners. Orange Cassidy was able to use a lot of his iconic stuff as well as actually wrestling. He did his Superman punch that he does. I forget what they call it. I'm terrible. But yeah, he did that. He did do a lot of his fast wrestling moves. He also did a lot of his silly wrestling moves, like putting his hands in his pockets. Wrestling with his hands in his pockets. Doing his little lazy kicks that he does. And it was cute. I think that was against Pac. But yeah, of course he lost. And I think it was just to make it look like, you know, Pac wasn't, it's hard to explain. Like to make it look like Pac wasn't the loser. He wasn't submitted, he wasn't pinned. I don't know. And I don't know why they do this to Orange, because Orange is really over with the indie crowd, and of course the indie crowd is who watches. I think AEW, like, I mean mainstream too, obviously. It's on freaking TNT, but anyways, I don't know. Since there was no disqualification, Don Callis started throwing Kenny's belts to him. Kenny has like 4 different belts from different wrestling promotions. And one thing AEW is good about is talking about other indie promotions, other bigger promotions. You know, they let Kenny come out with all his belts from all these little promotions. You know, it's like I said earlier, finishers don't count. There were a lot of finishing moves that were used, and like people kept popping up from it. Yeah, just Kenny winning was the outcome I expected. I think they may have went a little bit longer than they needed to, just because we all knew that was going to happen. After that, well, here we go. I'm going to take this color Wish right here, and I'm going to kind of do that all over the inner portion of my eyelids. The Elite came out and they celebrated with Kenny, and that was just about it. That's about, oh shoot, I didn't, you know what, I'm not going to do, I was going to say I didn't put any eye primer on, but that's okay because her stuff is actually really light. So we're going to see how this performs without any primer. Because, I mean, eyeshadow should work well without primer anyways, my opinion. So I'm going to go a little bit more inside. Yes. And I'm still going to try and go light, though. It's a little darker than I intended, but that's fine. Because I want it to be lighter in the middle. Yeah. Okay, so after that, it was announced Full Gear will take place Saturday, November 6th in St. Louis, so that's exciting. It's not that far away. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to that, but it's only like 4-hour drive. Or a 4-hour train trip. Let's see. Oh, Tony Schiavone announced Mark Henry signed with AEW, and I've heard the name, of course. My husband was like, whoa. My husband's like, wow, I thought Mark Henry would be a WWE guy until the end of time. So I'm guessing that's going to be the reaction from a lot of people as well. I know the name, but I was just like, okay. I didn't even realize that he had, I don't know, was he still with WWE? I don't know, but man, I wonder how Vince McMahon feels. Because AEW just keeps, I'm not gonna say they're sniping all the, all the people, but it's just like they are getting all these big names. So like, either the money is way too good, or these people are just so fed up with WWE, and maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know. But I'm here for it because like WWE needs to get knocked down a few pegs. 2 weeks, it's gonna be Kenny Omega versus Jungle Boy, because Jungle Boy gets, because he won that Casino Battle Royale, he gets to go. Anyways, so this is interesting. So they had the Stadium Stampede. Now after that championship match, man, I totally forgot about the Stadium Stampede. I thought they should have had that before the Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy match, because at that point I'm just like, ugh. And then also I've thought about the fact that everyone in the stadium was just going to be watching the Titantron or the monitor, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, because they're not going to be in the actual stadium to watch the Stadium Stampede. So I'm like, So it was good. I don't think it was as good as the first one. It was good. But I do wonder how much of it was pre-taped then. Yeah, so the stipulations were if the Inner Circle lost, they would have to disband. So I'm like, they're not going to have them disband, so you already know who's winning, okay? So for those that don't know, the Inner Circle is Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz, and Jake Hager, and they were versus the Pinnacle, which was MJF, Shawn Spears, Wardlow, Dax Hardwood, and Cash Wheeler. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. So it started with a limousine showing up in the field with MJF, so that was pretty funny, and then he saw everyone running in on him, and he ran back into his limo. Of course, Wardlow and Jake Hager were pitted against each other. I'm going to take that same pink, and I'm going to place it on the outer edge here. I'm going to try and go really light, because I don't know what it's going to look like here. But I'm going to try and point it out. And see what happens. So anyways, So yeah, we had Jake Hager versus Wardlow. We had Sammy Guevara with Shawn Spears. The teams FTR were against Santana and Ortiz, of course, because they're like their own little tag teams too. Yeah, there was a lot of Wardlow versus Jake Hager. Yeah, we did have some scenes. I don't know whatever you call it. Jericho versus MJF. Of course, that's a big thing. How's that looking? Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know if this will do her makeup justice, but had a little bit of Shawn Spears action, not a whole lot, but at one point he handcuffed Sammy, and it was really funny because there was a pair of bolt cutters right there that Shawn Spears had previously thrown, because he was like, nah, I'm not going to use it. I'm trying to read my stuff here and do makeup at the same time, so this is fun. After that, some of the people kind of spilled out into the stadium. You had Jericho and MJF, and at one point they're like dangling each other over a balcony, and we're like, oh shit. Because the last time someone fell off something, it didn't look that great. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't terrible, but it was just like, you could have done better, guys. Anyways. But yeah, so I think it was Sammy. Yeah, Sammy won. Sammy won by pinfall. And that makes sense though, like my husband said, I attribute this to him. He said story-wise it makes sense because at one point Sammy had left the inner circle, and it was, I think that was back when MJF was still in it. Yeah. So it in a story sense, like my husband said, it was really good. So I was happy for that, and of course they won. Of course they won. They didn't use FTR and Santana and Ortiz very much. A lot of it actually was not done, in my opinion, in the actual stadium. It was like backstage, so I assume that's why it was like a lot of it was pre-taped. Yeah, so anyways, the Inner Circle won. They will not have to disband. They all celebrated. They had the audience singing the Judas song, which is always fun. It's a good song. I mean, I think it's like probably the only good song that Chris Jericho has with his band Fozzy. I've listened to some of them, sorry. Anyways, okay, what are we gonna do? So she has a bit of shiny stuff. And do I have something that looks like it's gonna go with it? Like, I don't have... Yeah, I think this will work. I was thinking about like a light blue shiny, but I think I'm just gonna take this with my finger and put it over all this, see what it looks like. See if it works out. I think that'll work. Because like there's no light blue shiny stuff in here, but I think if I layer it, it'll look nice. And I don't think that she has the shiny on the outside, so I'm not going to do that on the outside. Okay, so she has wings, and it's hard for me to do wings, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try with the stamp. This is, yeah, London Stamp and Drag. This is not part of my kit. I might throw this in, though, because I realize I don't actually have a black liner in here. Anyways, I think, like, if I were to give it an out of 10 rating, Double or Nothing gets like an 8. Hold on, I'm not going to talk, I'm going to try this. Ooh, okay. Yes, that looks pretty decent. Okay, again, not going to talk. Okay, awesome. Looks funky, but I just need to connect it. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I think it was well worth the money. I think it's like $50 for the pay-per-view. Yes, hooded eyes, you can see. Hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna connect these as best I can. It's gonna look a little graphic. Let's see. So the show ran for 4 hours, so it was a nice long show. I was tired, you know, for the Stadium Stampede. It should have been shorter, should have been more in the stadium, and should have probably been before, again, the championship match. As someone else had noted, it's actually all heels, you know, all bad guys that have all the belts. I really do think that Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston should have won the tag team belts off the Young Bucks. I think that would have been like the biggest cheer of the night. Sting did really well. Again, yes, it was great having the crowd there. It really was. Like, and again, I'm so happy for Shida, even though she lost. She, you know, she got to finally be there with the crowd to actually cheer for her. So that was great. I cannot wait to finally go back to wrestling shows myself. We went to a few last year, like in October, I want to say. Just small indie shows when stuff was looking a little bit up. But that didn't last long. Didn't last long at all. But yeah, so we're going to be going to Warrior Wrestling, which is not that far from where we live, so that's fantastic. I'm also a part of AEW Heels, so some of them are talking about going, so that's fun. So I'll be able to meet up with other people, basically other women and non-binary people. Don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. I love that my husband enjoys wrestling with me too. It is nice to be able to discuss wrestling though with people who aren't shitbags, because the online community can be kind of toxic. So we'll see what sort of shit this video gets. Anyways, yeah. Oh, this liner hates me. We're getting there though. I'm not going to do lashes, but I'm going to curl my eyelashes and put on mascara. And we will see what this bitch looks like. I don't think she does anything underneath her eyes, so I'm not either. But yeah, great show. Well worth it. Well worth it. I wish I was there. Can't wait to see what my friend Christine has to say about it. And then also, she's also going to Warrior Wrestling, so this will be the first time I'll actually be able to, like, see a friend there. It's amazing. Oh, man. Hilarious. Not finished yet. Oh no, did I blink? Yes, I sure did. I blinked. I was getting this so that I can help spread the mascara out. I have hooded eyes, and I don't like using the wands because they're always way too big, and I always seem to get mascara on me. So I'm going to try and let that dry, and then hopefully it'll just roll off. As I say, I'm not doing eyelashes because it looks like she doesn't use any. And it almost seems like she doesn't do any mascara on her lower eyelashes. Anyways, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm just going to try and make a little point on the inner corners of my eyes, because I like doing that. I don't think she necessarily has that, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Anyways. Okay, this is going to be a long video too. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm just going to try and, I'm going to take this little tiny brush and just take a little bit of the black in this palette and just see. Just put a little bit of liner in the corner. I'm just going to smoke it out just a little bit. I guess I'm just kind of like putting my own little twist on this. And then I'm going to, yes, I'm going to take that same silver, it's called Moonlight in this palette, and I'm going to try and just put this around my little points I put here. It's like an inner corner highlight. Then I'm just going to put it on the inner corner on the lower lashes. Just pull it out a little bit. Go like that. Alright. I think we're done. Oh, lipstick. I'm going to use my Finding Ferdinand. Is this quite the color she uses? No, but it's like a pinky. It's like a pinky. Yeah, that'll work. This is actually like my favorite color, neutral. Yeah, that works. It works. Okay. I feel cute. Alright, well thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talking about Double or Nothing. I hope you enjoyed watching me put this makeup on that is very Hikaru Shida inspired. I hope I did her makeup justice. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. This will become a regular occurrence on my channel. And I will also keep in mind, I'm a weirdo and I post every single day, so there's no need to hit your notification bell. I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.